All right, I'm on Sakura Hills, the 9-hole cup, Friday's qualifying round, hole number 9. This is Sakura Hills, hole number 4. Let's go take a look at hole number 4. This is the big par 5. This is the par 5 that I would, of all of the holes that are in this tournament, the whole goal on this hole is like your Albie opportunity. It's not that people will not get Albies on this, but it will be an exception rather than the rule. And so if you broke your bracket up and you got 100 to first, here's 50th, there's gonna be somewhere from here down, there's gonna be like at some point in the tournament or like in the weekend round, they didn't catch this both times. They got a birdie on it one time instead of the eagle. It's going to be, I'm thinking, as much as 50% of the bracket. And it may be more because there's going to be a percentage that just don't get eagle at all on it. So getting an eagle on this hole is the goal. And it's a super tough hole to put yourself in any kind of a position for Alvey. Like you want to, if you were going to really like go for it, you would want to be as far down here on the white line as you can, as far down in the front as you can, so that you can come at the green from the bottom. Because anything that you do that involves the green from the top is a blind shot. You're just trying to get up on the green to give yourself a shot at it. So if you've got lower developed stuff, or if you're in pro, you're going to need to bring out a bigger ball. Now, the benefit that you will have in pro and or expert, just depending on which way the wind is blowing, is the wind is blowing more. And if they're giving you any kind of forward moving wind, any direction, even if it was like this, I mean, anything is better than this distance is better than 0. Okay, so anything that they give you that's in a forward direction, you need to use that wind, because the farther you can get down there, and you'll find yourself doing max OP shots on this a lot. A lot. I mean, this is a max OP shot. So if I'm going to bring out a big topper, and I'm not going to have to put on all the curl on a big topper because a big topper's got a lot of curl. Where your red line is out here, I can't remember if it's this rough peninsula or this rough peninsula, but one of those, I want to be aiming right at it. Let's see if I can pan back enough to get the tee box in the picture. So you can see where the tee box is at. So I'm going to be going off in this direction, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be off of that line in this direction. And I want to be a couple rings, at least a couple rings of separation off of that surface. And then I'm going to put on half a bar. Like if I can go all the way out to here and curl, I'm going to go half that distance max overpower. So when the ball leaves the tee box, because curl's not represented in the ball guide, the ball is leaving in this direction. And it's engaging that and trying to move its way through. So if you hit a great to the left, you left yourself 2 rings of separation. So you could hit a 1 ring great to the left. If you were just a little over 2 rings, you could probably hit a 2 ring great to the left, and you'll be fine. You'll end up going, you may clip this other peninsula out here if you hit a 2 ring, but you're in the clear all the way through. If you catch a 1 ring great to the right, its landing spot's on the inside, you're going to just barely eke your way through. But if you hit a 2 ring great to the right, you're going to end up in the sand or the rough. And so obviously, if you're going to do a max overpower hook shot, you want to give yourself as much room as possible. You can pinch yourself up here on the left more. I can stay 1 ring off, but I'm a big fan of giving myself some separation. And if the biggest ball that you have in your bag is the best ball to bring on this hole if you're really trying to get an eagle on it. I'm going to play it with a power 3 ball and a big tapa. Big tapa, power 3. And my goal here is to get a eagle. So I'm going to bring a big dog, because there's a good chance if I don't get in the right spot that I'm going to need lots of topspin. If I'm in the perfect spot up there, I could use a little bit of backspin potentially, or I won't need very much topspin. But more than likely, I'm going to be up there where I'm going to need as much topspin as I can get to get up to the cup. And a big dog's got lots of topspin. That's crappy ball guide. You can deal with the accuracy. That's just a ring adjustment. Where the accuracy screws you up is if you hit a 1 ring great to the left or the right and it was a 2.4 per ring, you're 2.4 miles per hour to the left or the right. You were way off track. That's the thing when you watch other people's videos. If they're using a big dog or one of the clubs that's 2 or 2.4 per ring, if you hit perfect all the time, that club works great. But if you don't, if you're not one of those that hits perfect all the time, those grates to the left or the right are serious grates to the left or the right. So I want to be right off of that peninsula. Maybe just a little forward of it or a little into it. 4-3. It's about 2.1 per ring, somewhere in that neighborhood. Let's get directed on this shot. Push that power back in it. Max OP. And I hit it 700 rings straight to the right. That's at least a good 3 rings straight to the right. So that will definitely end up. Whew, can't believe I left myself enough room for that. Your best shot is if you can get to those shadows. If you can get to or beyond those shadows, and if you bring out a bigger ball like a power 4 or a power 5 ball, you can get past them. But if you're like where your marker is out on the course, those shadows, if you can get to those shadows, you got a great shot. If you brought a guardian, you could do a great guardian shot if you're as far as those shadows. I'm just a little shy. This is the first hole that I ever played, and I think it was in the Asia Pacific tournament. This is the first hole that I ever played where I did, because I always tried, when I first started playing, I tried not to do max overpower shots. I tried to put myself in a spot, because I was watching a lot of people do max overpower shots, and they were epic failing. And so my whole deal was that if you just play fairway to green, you're going to end up winning a lot of these matches, and you'll have a lot more success in the game. The more, my winning percentage is off because I play tournaments and I forfeit a lot of shootouts. So my numbers are skewed. But if you're not doing that, having a good winning percentage is pretty awesome. Okay, I want to start off in the center of that bowl. I want to be on as flat a ground as possible down there. It's around 2 per ring, so there's 4. About that much. I'm going to put on just a little bit of curl to bring it back over to the green. And I hit it 2 rings straight to the left. I'm hitting 2 rings straight to the right, 2 rings straight to the left. Clip the rough. And I left myself plenty of room out there. I left myself 2 rings of separation. That's why I wanted to be in the middle. I wanted to be as far away from everything as possible, and I still clipped it. What kind of crappy videos are you shooting, dude? I can make those mistakes. I'm supposed to be watching you so that you teach me how not to make those mistakes. Hit perfect. That's the one variable that, like, the whole deal is I can help you guys out on stuff, but like helping you hit perfect. Play more often. I know that my timing was much better when I played more often. See if my opponent can get up there. Nicely done, and they'll roll off down towards the green. There is a backboard here, so if you come in with a little bit of speed, you can catch that backboard and roll down towards the cup. There is a play. Yeah, I'm in my rapier. There's max club. So I'm pretty damn close to max. It's 1.3 per ring, so 3 rings. How close can I get? I get pretty damn close. I'm going to just do a 3 ring pool. Hitting it perfect. See if that little bit of an adjustment was right at the flagpole. In the hole. Saved the eagle. And I did a 10% on that, so it was 2.6. It should have been like 2.8, 2.9. 2.86, 2.9, and I did a 3-ring pull, so that was like a 15% adjustment going to the cup. But you're only going to do that if you epic fail and are up there in the front. Like that 15% is not going to be like, hey man, it was 15% on that shot, but you're like in a long iron, it may not be 15%. So like if you end up front like that, making a little, knowing like that's good information. You never want to, like if you were in those spots and you recovered, that's good information to have. I want to get the wind adjustment on this right. So last time we were here, in my opinion, I over pulled it. I did like a plus 10% and I over pulled. So I'm not going to do anything but just a straight up adjustment. I'm going to be off in my ball stuff because I've got a bigger ball. So I'm going to be in a different part of my club, which is going to screw the shot up. But I'm just going to do a max adjustment and see where I end up. There is another rough bump you can do from over here, and that's my preferred way to come at this hole. But there is a sliver of a rough bump right here. 3.1. No idea where I'm in my club. I'm just going to do a max adjustment. About a ring and a half. It should have been slightly over a ring and a half. And I over pulled it. So you definitely want to pull wherever you're at in your club. And I should have been more towards mid club right there. Good information. And I get on that hole. What do I need to do? I'm going to have to go back and watch these videos because I played that hole several times and really kind of get an idea. A lot of times I don't remember when I'm shooting the round, and then I go back and I watch them all, and I can really dig down into them and see what the deal is. That may not make it, and that's not going to make it. If I'd have picked up that, no, I did pick it up, and it's still not going to make it. Somebody down here will shoot a 10, so that's why my practice account doesn't always make it. Trying stupid crap throughout the round. All right, that was hole number 9 of the Sukura Hills 9-hole cup. On these holes, I think the minus 13, we should be able to get the minus 12. Even though there's some tough par 5s here, that par 5 is pretty tough. It can be tough. It is doable. So minus 12 and picking up 1 per side, I think, like, if you shoot a 14, you're definitely going to win a banner. If you shoot a 13 or a 14, depending on your bracket, you can win. So it's going to be one of those types of tournaments. All right. Thanks for watching.